All right, so here's 3 things you should look out for when you're searching for a wedding photographer. First things first is equipment. Now, a lot of people are going to say equipment doesn't matter. It's more about the photographer. And to some extent, I do agree with that. I do agree that a photographer should be able to make the best out of the equipment they have and still get results, even if it's using a phone. That being said, I think it can be an indicator of someone who's sort of learning and getting into the professional scene. Obviously, it's not a deal breaker, but here's a couple of things with equipment you should look out for. First things first is their lenses. I really don't care if they have a 20-year-old D2X camera body, but they sure as hell should have good lenses. I'm talking at least an f4. Ideally, if they have 1.8 primes or 2.8 zooms, that's the best option. But f4 zoom lenses are perfectly fine. Do they have a flash? If they're shooting receptions, a flash is absolutely necessary, especially with a bounce card. Other things to look out for: second body. It comes in really handy, even if you don't use a second body. If you just have it as backup, super helpful. And then extra batteries and redundancy. That's a given. You want to make sure that your wedding videos aren't just lost from some random corruption. So make sure you look out for that. So the second thing you should really look out for is organizing meetups with the photographer before the wedding day. One at the very least, and 2 is probably ideal. This is because you want to make sure that they know the plan, so they're not running like a headless chicken on the day. And the other thing is, if they don't even bother to meet up with you, how can you trust them to actually come to the wedding, you know? The third thing to look out for is their portfolio. If they don't have weddings, at least find some photos that you like that sort of relate to the wedding day. So if they do portraits, great. If they do sports, that can be a good indicator of someone who can quickly react to action, stuff like that. Now, this is going to be a quick bonus tip, but if you're really unsure about whether this photographer is for you, you can always ask them to shoot a low stakes portrait shoot. That's going to be a good indicator of whether their photos are good, whether you like their editing, and then also if they're going to show up on time or not. So that's a really good way. I'd recommend that. So hopefully that helped. If you're a photographer, leave some tips down below. If you're interested in my services, feel free to message me. And if you still have questions about what you should look out for in a photographer, feel free to message me and I'll be happy to help you out.